Guys, welcome back to my channel Creative Hands by Shay. So in today's tutorial I will be showing you how to make a sweater. So this is a pullover sweater that I have been working on. I went ahead and I made one of the panels and I'm just going to show you what it looks like. So this is the top of the sweater here, and this is how the middle part of the sweater is. So I am making this sweater with a heart into the middle of the sweater, and then we will work on the ribbon at the end here. So guys, if you're new to my channel, welcome. Thank you for stopping by. I hope that you will love what you see and you will stay here with me. To my regular viewers and subscribers, thank you so much for always being here, guys. So let's jump in the video. So guys, this is the yarn that I will be using. You can use any acrylic yarn of your choice. This one is loops and thread. I got this from Michael's. So if you're close by to Michael's, you can hop on over there and get you some of these yarns. So this one has 354 yards and it says recommended hook of 5.5, and it's a medium weight yarn. So I will be using a 5.5 hook for the body of the sweater, and for the white part I use this one here. This is the Mainstay acrylic yarn, and you can see that I did not use much from the white. So I will show you step by step how to work on that heart. So this is actually what I have left back from my previous skein, so I just left that on there. And so to begin, guys, we will start off by making a slip knot. So you can wrap your yarn however you feel comfortable. So insert your hook, wrap it around, and pull up a loop. So now that I have done so, I am going to go ahead and chain 61. Make sure when you're making your chains, they're not close. Make sure that they're a bit loose so that you'll be able to work into the back bumps more easily. So I'm going to go ahead, chain up my 61, and I'll meet back with you. So guys, and now I have come to the end of making my 61 chains, and this is the width. So now I am going to be working into the back bump. So you're going to flip your work over, and these little ridges that you're seeing here, little rise, those are considered your back bumps. So we're going to skip our first stitch here, and we're going to yarn over, and we'll be making half double crochets. So you're going to make half double crochet in each and every stitch. You should have a total of 60 stitches at the end. So you can see how nicely smooth I am going into my back bumps, because I made my chains loosely so that it's not hard to get in there. So I'm going to continue doing that, and I will see you at the end of this round. So guys, now I have come to the end of making my chains, and this is what my first row looks like, and that is a total of 60 stitches. So now you're going to chain one, you're going to turn your work, and you're just basically going to continue making half double crochets until you get to 9 rows in total. Once you get to 9 rows, then we will start to make the heart. So I will put on the screen the graph, and I will explain how to work from there. It's quite easy to understand once you get the hang of it, but I will explain it as clear as I can so that you will be able to understand. So I will see you at the end of my 9th row. So guys, and now I have come to the end of making my 9th row. I'm going to chain one, turn, and we are going to work into 29 stitches. So yarn over, go back into that first stitch and make your first half double crochet, and you're going to work into 29 stitches. So I'm going to continue doing that, and I'll see you at my 29. So guys, and now I have come to 28 stitches here, and now I'm gonna go ahead and make my 29th stitch. but I am not gonna finish that stitch. I'm just gonna make it like that with 3 loops facing up. Then I'm gonna get my white yarn, pull that through, give it a tie, so that's now 29 stitches. So we're gonna start on our white, so we're gonna make 2 stitches of white. With the last stitch, you're not gonna finish it, you are going to go ahead and get your red. So I'm gonna click this off. So you'll be having a lot of tail ends to weave in, guys. Pull that through, give this a tie, and then make your next 29 stitches. You can fasten off with this one as well. Just make leave enough tail end so you can have that to sew in. You don't have to leave a lot out, but just leave enough that you can have it to sew in. So I'm going to continue making my stitches, and once I get to the end, I'll meet back with you and I'll show you what to do next. So guys, now I have come to the end here of making my stitches, and this is what our first row looks like of starting with the heart. So I did chain my 1, and then I'm going to turn my work. So in row 2 of making the heart, we will now go up to 4 stitches of the white. So we will technically do a total of 28 stitches to meet back up with this part here, because we will be doing 4 stitches for the white. So we did 2 in the first row, now we will be doing 4. So you can follow on the graph whatever amount of stitches you're seeing for the white, or if you want to put your color in red, then you can go ahead and do so. But I have a lot of red, so that's the reason why I'm using white for the heart. So I'm going to continue doing this until I get up to my 28 stitches, and then I'll be back with you. So guys, and now I have reached to my 27 stitch, and I'm going to make my 28 stitch now. But remember, you're not going to finish that one. You are going to join your white, and you're going to use your white to finish off that stitch. Let me just redo that. Give it a tie, and then you're going to make your first set of half double crochet for the white. So that's 1, 2, 3, and 4. For the 4th one, you will not finish. You will now join your next color. Remember to always fasten off. And now you are just going to go ahead and make your half double crochets. So I'll continue doing that, and I'll see you at the end. So guys, and now I have come to the end, and I have my last stitch here remaining, and I'm just going to do as we were doing before, chaining 1, turn. So we're going on to row 3 of our heart. You are going to yarn over, go into that first stitch, and make your half double crochet. And I just wanted to show you a graph that I printed. My printer did not print it properly, so it's not showing the grid. So I can't get to explain exactly how the grid should look. But if you go on Google and type it in, you should be able to see a lot of hearts on there. What you're gonna do is, we are at row 3. So for row 3, you will do 6 set of white stitches. Then row 4 you will do 8, row 5 you will do 10, row 6 you will do 12, row 7 you will do 14, row 8 you will do 16, row 9 you will do 18, row 10 you will do 20, row 11 and 12 you will do 22 stitches of the white. And from row 13 to row 20 you will do 24 stitches of the white. Continue doing that to make this part here, and then afterwards you will change as you go up and you will get a bit smaller. So you can continue doing that. You can rewind the video. I'll put it on the screen so you'll be able to do it, and I'll try to put a proper graph on the screen so you'll be able to see it. But this is just the one that I have and I'm working with now to make it. So I am going to go ahead, work down until I get to here, and I'll meet back with you. So guys, I'm coming on to my second to last here, and remember, for this last stitch we are not going to finish. We are going to finish it off with the color that you're using to make the heart. So whatever color you're using, that's what you will be finishing off with. So I'm just giving it a tie, and now I am going to go ahead and make my stitches with the white. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and 6. So for the 6th one you will not finish. You will finish it off with the red or whatever color you're using. It's a lot of tail ends to weave in, guys, but the end result looks beautiful. And then you can continue to make your red stitches. So there. So we have 2, 4, and now 6. And after the 6, then we will do 8. So you should get the hang of it. You can feel free to rewind the video as I stated, and you should be able to just follow along. So I'm going to continue doing that. Once I get to this part here, I will meet you back there, and I'll just show you how to do it again. So guys, now I am at row 4, and I am just going to show you again. Remember, our last stitch of the red color we will not finish, so we will finish that off with our white. Pull that through and give it a tie. What you can also do is you can carry your tail end as you go along. So you're gonna have a total of 8 half double crochet for the white here in row 4. So I am carrying my tail end with me as I go along, so that at the end of making this heart I won't have so much tail end to weave in. Now I'm at my last stitch. Remember, you're not going to finish. You're going to finish it off with the red. And you can bring your red yarn with you as you go. So just continue repeating that until you get to, once I am at row 19 here, I will meet back with you, and then we will work on the top part of the heart here. So I'm just going to continue doing that all the way up. You can follow the steps, and I will see you here at the end of row 19. So guys, now I have come to the end of row 18, and I started row 19 here. So I went ahead and I weave in all my tail ends because I hate weaving in tail ends at the end of my work. I think it takes up a lot of time at the end. So I just like to do it in between so that I don't have all that tail ends to weave in afterwards. So we are now at row 19 as I stated, and for row 19 and 20 is gonna be the same thing. So we will go in one stitches in to kind of make the heart get a bit smaller. So I am just going to go ahead and make my last stitch in this first stitch of the white. And remember, we're not going to finish, we are going to get our white. And we're just going to pull that through and give it a tie. And then we're going to start our white in the second stitch of that row here, of row 19. So you're just going to continue, and you can weave in your tail end as you go along. Let me just pull this out. So carry your tail end so you don't have so much tail end to weave in at the end of your heart. So I'm going to continue doing this all the way across, and once I get to this stitch here, we are going to start we're going to put the red, so I will meet you back here. So guys, and now I have come to my second to last stitch here, and I'm just going to make my last stitch of white. Remember, we're not going to finish that stitch. We are going to add the red, give it a tie. So we're decreasing the white, so we decrease by 2, so 1 on each side. And then continue making your red across, and once I get back to the end, I'll meet you there. So guys, and now I have come back to the end of my row here, I should say. Chain your 1 and turn your work, and continue making half double crochet until you get to this part here, which is your last stitch, and I'll meet you back there and I'll show you what to do. So guys, now we are at the white part here, and we're going to decrease again. So we're going to go in one more stitch for the red, and then we're going to add the white. So you should have 8 stitches here on one side, and then 8 stitches on the other side. So you're going to go ahead and make one half double crochet. So this is where we are now. So row 21, so that's 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 and 8 stitch, because we decreased by 1 again. And once you get to the last stitch of the 8, then we are going to put 4 half double crochet of the red in between here. So we're basically kind of doing it like this part here of our row 2 down the bottom. So I'm going to continue doing that until I get to my 8 stitches, and then I'll meet back with you. So guys, now I have come to my 8th stitch. Remember, we're not going to finish off. We are going to join the red. Just fasten off from there. And we're going to do 4 stitches of the red. And you can carry your tail end along with you. So that's 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we're not going to finish our 4th one. We are going to finish that off with the white. Okay, and now we are going to do 8 stitches of the white. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So now with the 8, we are not going to finish off. We are going to attach our red. Give that a tie. And start our red. Continue making your half double crochets right across, and I'll meet you at the end. So you can see. Guys, now I have come to the end of row 21. Moving on to row 22, chain 1 and turn. Continue making your half double crochet, and we will be decreasing again. So let me just pause for a bit. So now row 22, you are going to make your half double crochets along, and you will be decreasing by 1 on this side. So you will technically have 6 white to do in between here. So we're almost done. We have 1 more row left to finish off our heart. So I will meet you once I get to my decrease part here. So guys, now we have reached to where our heart is. So we're going to decrease. So make your last stitch of the red. You're not going to finish. You are going to finish it off with the white. Give that a tie. And then you are going to work into 6 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. You're not going to finish. You are going to get your red. So you're decreasing 2 times on this side here. So you're going to attach your red, and you're basically going to do the same thing on the other side, decreasing twice on this side. Make your first half double crochet. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Remember, you're not going to finish. You're going to attach your white. Sorry, you're going to attach, you're going to attach your white. Sorry, I'm getting a bit confused there. To finish off this row. and you can weave your tail end in as you go along. So you're going to do 6 stitches of the white. So that's your first one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Remember, you're not going to finish. You are going to get your red. So fasten off. If you have not done so, attach your red to finish off the stitch. These tail ends are getting into my way. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to weave in my tail end as I go along. So now continue making your half double crochet up to red right across. So I'll see you at the end. Guys, now I have come to the end of row 23, and you can see how nicely curved the heart is getting. So we're at our last and final row of making the heart. So I'm going to chain my 1, which is row 23, and I'm going to continue making half double crochets. Once I get to where I'm going to do my decrease, I will meet you back there. So guys, now we have reached where our white is, and we have 6 stitches here, and we're going to decrease by 1 on this side. So remember, we're not going to finish. We are going to finish off that stitch with the white. And then you can weave your tail end in as you go along. Let me just fasten off here. Okay, and now you are going to work into 4 stitches. So that's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Remember, we're not going to finish our last stitch. We are now going to attach our red again. Because we're decreasing on 2 times on this side. Just giving that a tie. And we're going to continue making our stitch across. So that's 1, 2. Let me just redo that. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And the 8th stitch we will not finish. We will now join our white. Give that a tie. Weave your tail end in as you go along, and we're going to do 4 stitches. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And with our 4th one, we are not going to finish. Just going to fasten off here, get our red, and complete that stitch. I think I tied it on the wrong tail end. Okay, there it is. And then continue making half double crochets with your red right across. So I'm going to continue doing this and I'll see you at the end. So guys, I have come to the end of my last row of row 23 of making the heart, and this is what the heart looks like so far. It is looking super cute. And now we are going to work up into a row. So we're going to do 15 rows. So let me just show you from the panel that I made before. So here, so from here we will go up 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13. Sorry, I'm miscounting. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14. So it's actually 14, not 15. I was miscounted. So 14 rows of regular half double crochets along, and then we will do this little skipping stitches at the top here with the hole. So I will meet you back there. So once I am at my 14 stitches, then I'll meet you here. So I am just going to go ahead now and make start chain 1, turn my work, and just continue making half double crochets all across. So I didn't weave in all my tail ends, but I did, however, weave in the front part of my sweater, because I wanted you to see what the heart looks like without all those messy tail ends. So I will weave in the remainder tail end as I go along. And what I did when I was weaving in the front part of my tail ends, I kind of use my darning needle to not weave it in at the front, but kind of put it in to the back and then weave it into the back part of the wrong side part here. So you can try that just to make sure that your weavings are nice and flat and undetectable. So I'm going to continue doing this and I'll meet you at the end of row 14. So guys, now I have come to my last stitch here of row 14, and I'm going to chain up 2, 1 and 2. And in this row here of row 15, we are going to skip this first stitch and go into the next stitch and make a half double crochet. We're going to chain 1, skip this stitch, go into the next and make a half double crochet. And you're going to basically continue to do that, skipping 1 stitch, going into the next, making sure that you chain 1 before you start your next stitch. So chain 1, going to the next, skip 1 stitch, going to the next and make a half double crochet. Continue doing that all the way across and I'll meet you at the end. Guys, now I have come to my last stitch and I'm just going to finish up that stitch. Now I'm going to chain 1 and then turn my work. So now we're going to do 3 rows of single crochets. So you're going to go into your first stitch here and make 1 single crochet. Into the half double crochet, you're going to make 1 single crochet. So you're not going to skip any of your stitches. You're going to make single crochets into each and every stitch across. And you're going to do a total of 3 rows. Once you get to the end, I will meet you back there. And then I'll show you what to do next. So guys, now I have come to the end of my last stitch here. And this is what our panel looks like. So that's what the heart looks like. So what we're going to do now is we're going to get our next panel and we are going to place them on top of each other. So this is my right side, so I am going to turn this over. And I have one tail end here left to be weaved in. So let me just show you how I weave my tail end in. So all I do is to just kind of go underneath the stitches and making sure that it is not going on the right side. Just take your time and pull it through. I think this is already a bit weaving in, so let me do it on this side. So I'm going to go back to here. And then I'll kind of go down into another row just to make sure that it is well secured. And you're going to take your time to do it so that it does not go under the other stitches or pull your work up together. If you notice that your heart is a bit crinched in, you can always go like this to stretch it to give it that nice effect, because I noticed when I was weaving in my tail ends, I kind of pull my heart inward. So take your time, and whenever you weave in your tail ends, make sure that you give it a stretch, and then you can fasten off. Okay, so now that I've showed you how to do that, I am going to go ahead and place my next panel, and I'm just going to look for the wrong side again. So this is my wrong side, and then I'm just going to place them on top of each other, and I'm going to get my stitch marker. This one here, and I'm just going to place my stitch marker here at the end, and on the end of this side as well. So what we're going to do is we are going to go ahead and sew up our side. So I'm going to fasten off on this one here, and I do have a tail end already on this side, so I am just going to go ahead and just fasten off so I don't have a long tail end here. Okay, so now that I have done so, make sure that you leave one of your panel with a long tail end, because you're going to need that to sew up the sleeve section here. So now you are going to go to the side, and what you're going to do is you're going to use your measuring tape to measure about 7 inches down. So from here to about here. So that is technically into this row here. I'm just going to remove my stitch marker from here, and I'm going to put it 7 inches downward. If you want to put it at 8 inches, depending on how wide you want your sleeve to be, you can put it at 8, but I'm going to stop at 7 and see how, yeah, I'm going to put it at 8. It's a little bit close. So let me just do the measurement again. So from here, so I'm going to put my stitch marker here at 8 inches. And then we are going to sew up our sides, to making sure that your sweater is even. And you're going to go through your first stitch on this side here and the first stitch on the other side. Attach your yarn. Again, you can do use your darning needle to do this. Give it a chain 1 and give it a tie. And into each and every row, you're going to put 1 stitch. One slip stitch, I should say. And make sure that you're going at the edges and not too much inside. You can use your darning needle to do this, or you can use your hook. So I'm going to continue doing this and I'll see you at the end. So guys, now I have come to the end here. I'm just going to chain 1 and fasten off. And I did went ahead and I sewed the other side, so you can see here. And we can weave that tail end in afterwards. So I am just going to go ahead and sew the shoulder strap here. I did went ahead and I sewed one side. So I did 12 stitches here. So I've lost for words, sorry. Yeah, so I sewed up 12 stitches here, and I'm going to do the same thing on this side. So I'm just going to rejoin my yarn. So going into both stitches on each side, pull that through, chain 1, give it a tie, and then go into each and every stitches until you get to 12. So that's the first one that we went into, and you're going to go into the stitch on this side and the stitch on the other side, and make sure that it is 12 when you're done. So that's 2, 3, 4. So I'm just going to continue doing that and I'll see you at the end. So guys, now I have come to the end here and I have my last stitch remaining, and I'm going to remove my stitch marker and do my last slip stitch. Then chain 1 and fasten off. So now the top has been completed, and this is the neckline in, and this is the shoulder strap here. So what we're gonna do now is we are going to turn our work over to the right side. And this is what our sweater looks like so far. I'm just gonna level out this part here on the side and level it out on the other side as well, so you can see how nicely sewed that is. And then we are going to, I'm going to work on the sleeve afterwards. So what I'm going to do is I am going to work on the ribbon of the bottom of the sweater. So there it is. So you can see the neckline in. So what you're going to do is you're just going to insert your hook into the middle. Let me just use this one here, into the center of that joining that you did, and that's where you're going to join your yarn. Give that a tie, and we're going to weave in our tail end as we go along. So we are going to chain up 1 and 2 and go into our first stitch here and make 1 double crochet, and into each and every stitch around we will be making 1 double crochet. So I'm going to continue doing that until I get to the end. So guys, now I have come to the end of my row, and I'm just gonna slip stitch on top of our first double crochet here. And I apologize again well, about the color change. I wanted to use white. I'm not sure where I picked up the red. So we are going to go ahead and chain up 1 and 2, and into that same stitch there, what we're going to do is we are going to be doing front post and back post double crochet. So you're going to go a front post before, or you're going to start with a front post, and then we're going to do 3 sets of front posts and then 3 sets of back posts. So that's 1, 2, and 3, and then 3 sets of back posts. So you're going in from the back and pull up. And then 3 sets of front posts. So once you're done making your 3 sets of front posts, you will do 3 sets of back posts, and you will continue doing this all the way around, and I will meet you at the end. So I'll see you there, guys. So guys, now I have come to the end here, and I have 4 stitches remaining, but I'm going to eliminate one of those stitches so that it is even, so I won't work into the last stitch. And then I'm going to slip stitch on top of our first front post double crochet there, chain up 2, make our first front post. So where you have front post, you will do front post, and where you have back post, you will do back post. So I'm not sure how many rows I'm going to go up to as yet, but I'll let you know once I am there. Now I'm going to do 3 back posts. So just continue repeating this. I probably will do about 4 to 5 rows. So I'll see you there at the end. So guys, now I have come to the end, and I am gonna make my last double crochet. And instead of just slip stitching, I am just gonna fasten off here because I am done. I did a total of 5 rows for the ribbon, and this is what it looks like so far. So I'm just gonna fasten off here and pull up on that stitch. Get my darning needle and give it a nice clean finish. So we're going to go into both loops and then down in the back loop here. So you can see. Make sure that your stitch is matching up with the others so you can see it nice and clean. And then you can just go ahead and weave your remaining tail end in. And fasten off. So that's pretty much it for the ribbon of the sweater. And now we are going to work on our sleeve. So I am going to change my hook, and I'm going to use a 6.0mm crochet hook. And we are going to start from the inner part here. So I'm using my smaller hook to get into that little space, and we're going to join our red yarn just pull that out. Chain one, give it a tie. And now we are going to chain up 1 and 2. Why don't just chain 1, because we're going to do half double crochets, and we are going to make half double crochet into each and every space. I'm going to use a smaller hook for now, just for this part. So I'm using the 5. It's a little bit tight to go into the space. So what I'm going to do is I am just going to do single crochets right around first. So into each and every space you will put 1 single crochet. Or I should say row. So you can see 1 row here, I put 1 single crochet, another row here, and I put another single crochet. So I'm going to continue doing that all the way around until I get to the end, and I'll see you there. So guys, now I have come back to the end, and I'm just going to make my slip stitch here, and I'm going to change my hook, and I'm using my size 6 hook now. So now I'm going to chain up 1, 2, 3, and 4, and into our next stitch here we are going to put 1 double crochet, chain 1 into the next stitch, 1 double crochet, chain 1 into the next stitch, 1 double crochet, chain 1 into the next stitch, 1 double crochet, and you're going to continue doing this all the way around until you get to the end, and I'll meet you back there. So guys, now I've come to my last stitch here, and I'm making my double crochet, chain 1, and then you're going to slip stitch on top of our chain 4 here, but we're going to go into the 3rd stitch. So 1, 2, 3, because the extra chain is our separation chain. Now you're going to chain up 1, 2, 3, and 4 again. Yarn over, go into this on top of this stitch and make 1 double crochet, chain 1, go into the next, 1 double crochet, chain 1, go into the next, 1 double crochet, chain 1, go into the next. So you're just making double crochet on top of each double crochet and chaining 1 in between. So you're going to continue doing this all the way around until you get to your desired length. So you can measure it as you go along on your arm to see the length that you want your sleeve to be, and then once I am at the length that I want my sleeve to be, then I'll meet back with you and show you how to do the cuff part of the sleeve there. So continue doing that, and I'll see you at the end. So guys, and now I have come to the end of making my sleeve, and I did a total of 24 rows. So you can see, you can count it from here, go all the way up. So this is what the sleeve looked like before we are going to get that part smaller. And I did, however, went ahead and made the other sleeve, so this is what it looks like. So moving along, you are going to get this part smaller by decreasing in your stitches. So you're going to chain up 1, and you are going to go into this double crochet here, make a single crochet. You're going to skip your chain 1, go into the double crochets, make a single crochet, skip chain 1, go into the double crochet, make a double crochet. And this is how you're going to continue doing it all the way around, by skipping the chain 1 space and making single crochet into the double on top of the double crochet. So I'm going to continue doing this, and I'll see you at the end. So guys, I am back to where we started here, and this is what it looks like so far. And now I am going to slip stitch on top of our first single crochet, and now we're going to chain 1 again. We are going to go into for the first stitch and the second stitch and decrease, and this is how we're going to do it all the way around, decreasing into both stitches. 1, 2, 1, 2, and decrease. Continue doing that all the way around, depending on how wide you want your sleeve to be. I am going to just do the decreasing in all the stitches around, but if you want to do it like every 5 stitches or every 3 stitches, you can do so. But you can see what it looks like, and then you can tell what you want to do. So I'm going to continue doing this all the way around, and I'll see you at the end. Guys, now I am back to where we started off there, and this is the opening of the sleeve, and this is wide enough. So now you are going to slip stitch into your first single crochet here, chain 1, and go back into that same stitch and make your first single crochet. And you're going to single crochet into each and every stitches around, until you get back to the end here. So I'm going to continue doing that, and I will see you there. So guys, now I have come back to where we started off, and this is the opening of our sleeve. So that's wide enough because my arm can go inside. And I did went ahead and cut my yarn off because I am going to attach my white. So this is what I have left back from my skein, and I use a total of 3 skeins to complete the sweater for the red. And I'm just gonna attach this yarn here, give it a tie, and then we can slip stitch into our first single crochet here. So now that we have done so, we're going to chain up 1 and 2. You can weave in these tail ends as you go along, and you're going to yarn over, go back into that same stitch and make 1 double crochet, and into each and every single crochet around you will be putting 1 single crochet. So I'm going to continue doing that, and I will see you at the end. So guys, and now I have come back to the end, and I am going to do my slip stitch on top of my first double crochet here, and you should have a total of 24 stitches. If you don't have 24, you can add 2 more stitches in between. I noticed that I actually missed 2 of my stitches, so I had to put 2 extra stitches, so 1 here and I put 1 here. So make sure that you have 24 so that we can have an even clean finish as this one, where we have front post and back post, front post, back post, front post, back post, front post, back post, going all the way around, instead of ending off with 2 front posts kissing to each other like this. So you're going to go ahead, chain up 1, 2, 3, 2, and then you're going to go into this first stitch here, and you are going to make 1 front post, go into the next stitch and make one front post. You're going to go into the next stitch and make a back post, make one more back post into the next stitch. So the sequence for this round is 2 front posts and then 2 back posts. So we did 2 front posts, we did 2 back posts, now we're going to do 2 front posts. So you're going to continue doing that all the way around, and I will see you at the end of this round. So guys, now I have come back and I ended off with 2 back posts here. We are going to slip stitch into our first front post, chain up 2, 1, 2, go into our front post and make a front post. And we are going to do a total of 7 front posts and back posts double crochets, 7 rows I should say. So we did 1 row, now it's 2, and we're gonna have 5 more rows to do. So you're gonna continue repeating the same steps, making 2 front posts and then 2 back posts. Once you get to the end, you will slip stitch, chain up 2, and start all over again until you get to 7 rows total. Or if you want to go a little bit longer, you can, but 7 rows is fine for me. So I'll see you there. So guys, now I have come to my last 2 stitches here, which I'm going to end off with my 2 back posts. And we have come to the end of making our sleeve, and you can see it is very stretchable. So now we are going to weave in our tail end, so we're just going to fasten off. Pull it out like that, and just to give it a nice clean finish, this is how we're going to end off. Go into our first stitch here, not the chain 2 but the first double crochet front post, pull through, go into the back loop here on the other side and go down into the stitch, pull it through, make sure that it is even, and there it is. And then you can weave the remainder tail end in. So if you have any other tail ends to be weaved in, you can go ahead and do so. And if you have not done your other sleeve, you can go ahead and do so also. So we have now come to the end, or I have come to the end of making this sweater, and I think it turns out pretty well. So I'm just going to open it up. So there it is, guys. So that's the middle, the sleeve. Sorry about the lighting. Let me just kind of bring it around there. And there's the next sleeve here. So here is the neckline in and the ribbon. So guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope that you'll be able to make this sweater on your own. If you're new to my channel, welcome, and I hope that you'll be able to make one of your own as well. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, guys. Bye.